Okay, so a couple of the results that you can get from MindPrint are relating to memory and like flexible thinking. So Neil, if they get back results from the MindPrint that says that their student has a weak memory and also weak flexible thinking, or either or, what can be done about that? How can you adjust how the student is learning for that?
I thought they were talking about me with flexible thinking.
Well, that's the whole crux of what we do. Some of a tutor's job is content, but most of the tutor's job is, I like to think of it as behavior modification. How do I get the kid in front of me to do the right thing under pressure when I'm not around, and build those new habits? And that's where you get really long-term benefits and long-term growth out of the whole process, and that pays dividends beyond simply the subject that you came in for. Now, when you're talking about something like flexible thinking or memory, which could be verbal memory or non-verbal memory, there absolutely is a whole pile of evidence-based strategies, tried and true things that work. But some strategies are more important for some students than other strategies. You can't throw a book at a kid and say, here's 100 strategies. You might as well give them none. It's really all about right strategy, right kid, right time, and having the toolbox that you can dip into and the knowledge to pull out the right tool for the right job, depending specifically on what that kid needs. Now, we can go into specifics on memory and flexible thinking in particular, but whatever it is, whatever the cognitive skills are that we are measuring, there are strategies there, right? All kids, and some of these things we arrive at as adults on our own, but when the kids don't arrive at those strategies, that's when you get a kid saying, oh, I hate math. Right? And it may or may not be, I mean, look, they probably do hate math if they say they hate math, but it doesn't mean that math can't be fun or that they're not capable. What it may mean is that they're approaching it in a way that doesn't align with their inherent strengths. And so, of course, it's not fun, right? But if we can realign those things and teach them to play to their strengths and give them strategies to offset the weaker skills, then even something like math that they thought they hated, suddenly they can find, well, wait a minute, this is coming a little bit more easier, and I'm getting some positive reinforcement, and maybe math's not so bad.
Well, exactly. I'm thinking of students. So many of the calls that I get, with families, it's like, yeah, my student, they hate math and they don't want to do it anymore. They're skipping assignments. They're just avoiding it, Yeah. It's because the right strategies haven't been discovered and applied to them. Yesterday, I was talking to one of my tutors we ran this assessment for them, and we're reviewing the report together, and it's like, oh, this is great. So that's what it is about them, that why they're doing it this way or thinking this way, behaving this way. Okay, and now we can do this. Oh, this is really great, Byron. This is really powerful. It excites, it energizes my tutors to bring real solutions to kids that can excite their minds and get them fired up about learning again. Because when they think that they can't do something or don't want to do something, they're not going to do it. But when we can bring that glimmer of hope or give them an experience, hey, let's look at it this way instead of that way. And then the light bulb goes on. It's like, woo, man, that was a magical moment.
Mm-hmm. Well, Kyle, you mentioned flexible thinking in particular, which gets to a kid's ability to adapt to a novel situation, to take feedback and put it into process, and to change their approach. And for some kids, that's inherently hard. And what might simply look like the student being stubborn is really the student struggling to cope with ambiguity or disappointment or something that is unexpected, or a fear of looking silly, or a fear of the uncertainty, once we recognize what the problem is, weak or flexible thinking, we can bring the right strategies and we can short circuit a lot of that negative self-talk that sometimes holds students back.
Contact Tutor Dr. Albuquerque at 505-545-8500 or go to tutordoctor.com/Albuquerque.